So I am now logged out and I am on the landing page. So let's begin with the landing page because we're already here. And for the landing page, I think we can place this to the right and then this to the left. What did I change here? Okay, let's save that. Save it, come on. And then let's jump into the landing page, which is the app folder, and then this page.jsx. And then let's begin to build all of this out. And we already built out the structure for it, so we just need to edit the landing page. So into components, we have landing page. Where is it? Landing right here, and then landing page. And let's build this out. So for the landing page, let's use auto imports because there are not that many imports. So we're going to go ahead and return a div here with a class name of min height screen. And then inside this, we're going to return a header element, which is going to have a class name of container and mx auto, and then padding on the x of 4, and then padding on the y of 6. And then we're going to have a nav element with a class name of flex and items.center, and then justify-between. And then inside this, we're going to have a div with a class name of flex and items.center, and then space on the x of 2. And we're going to show the paw print icon from Lucid React. So I've entered to auto import it. This is going to have a class name of size-8, and then space on the x of 2. And what am I doing? Not space on the x of 2, text orange -500, and then close it out. Below this, we're going to have a span with a class name of text-2xl, and then font-bold, and then text gray-900, and the text is going to say paw print, just like that. And then below this div, but still within the nav, we're going to have another div with a class name of flex and items.center, and then space on the x of 4. Space on the x of 4. Inside this, we're going to have the link component with an href going into sign-in. Inside this link, we're going to have a button. This button is going to have a variant of ghost, and then the text is going to say sign in. And then below this link, we're going to have another link which is going to be going into sign up. It's going to be basically the same thing, but sign up. And then the button here is going to be a variant of default. Default is not going to have class names, and then the text is going to say get started. Now we're going to go below the header. We can save that, and then we can just continue building as it is reloading. But below the header, we're going to have the hero section. So the hero section is going to be a section with a class name of container, and what have I not imported here? The link I've not imported, and then the button as well. There we go. So that's why you have this error on the screen. So the section is going to have a class of container, and then mx auto, and then padding on the x of 4, and then padding on the y of 20, and then text-center. And then for this section, you're going to have a div with a class name of mx auto, and then max width -4xl, and then inside this, we're going to have an h1 with a class name of margin bottom of 6, text-5xl, font-bold, and then text gray-900, and then on medium screens, text-6xl, and then the text is going to say find your perfect, and then inside this, we're going to have a span with a class name of text orange-500, and have a space, manual space, query friend. So this is a manual space that I've added so that these two words are not joined together. And remove that space from there. Below the h1, we're going to have a paragraph with a class name of mx auto, and then margin bottom of 8, and then max width -2xl, and then text-xl, and then text gray-600. And once again, I've forgotten that we already have this class in our CSS, so we don't need to have it inside here. But now the text is going to say connect with loving pets in need homes. And then some more text that you can add. You can add some more text, but I don't feel like typing it out, so let me just have lorem 20. And then below this paragraph, we're going to have a div with a class name of, let's copy actually this div right here. Copy this div, paste it here, Now it's going to be a class name of flex, and then flex dash column, and then justify dash center, and then give it a gap of 4. And then on small screens, we're going to say flex dash row, and we don't need the space on the X of 4. But this link is going into sign in. The button variant is going to have a size of large. Size is equal to large. It loaded for all that time just to fail. Annoying. Now the variant for this one is now going to say default as well. And then the text is going to say start adopting. Start adopting. And then this second one is going into sign in, or rather sign up. It's still okay. The size for this is going to say large also. And then the button text is going to say list a pet, just like that. And we can save that, and hopefully this behaves and reloads properly. Now, as it is reloading, let's go ahead and build out another section here with a class name of container and mx auto, and then padding on the x of 4, and then padding on the y of 20. Insert this, and there we go. Looks much better, as you can see. Okay, why isn't the class name of flexron applying? It's not applying even here. That's annoying. That's very annoying. Anyway, inside this section, we're going to have a div with a class name of margin bottom of 16 and text dash center, and then an h2 with a class name of margin bottom of 4, and then text dash 3xl and font dash bold, and then text gray dash 900, and then on medium screens text dash 4xl, and then the text is say why choose paw print question mark. Below the h2, we're going to have a paragraph with a class name of mx auto, and then max width dash 2xl, and then text dash xl, and then text. We don't need the color, and then let's just have lorem 20 once again, just because I don't feel like typing it out. And then below this div, we're going to have another div with a class name of grid, and then gap dash 8, and then on medium screens grid dash column dash 2, and then on large screens grid dash columns dash 3. And then inside here, we're going to have a card component with a class name. That's name equals to border dash none, and then shadow dash large, and then transition dash shadow, and then on hover shadow dash xl. Inside this, we're going to have card header. Inside card header, we're going to have a div with a class name of margin bottom of 4, and then flex, and then size dash 12, and then items dash center, and justify dash center, and rounded dash large, and then bg orange dash 100. Inside this, we're going to have the paw print icon, with the class name size dash 6, and then text orange dash 500, and then close it out. Below this div, we're going to have card title, which we are importing from components UI card. Did I import this? Control spacebar, enter to auto import. Control spacebar right here as well, enter to auto import it. The card title is going to say smart matching. And then below the card title, we're going to have card description. Enter once again to auto import it. We're going to say lorem 20 once again because I don't feel like typing it out. And then let's copy this card. Copy 1. This one is now going to say BG blue. So highlight both of them, BG blue. This text, the card title is going to say verified profiles. And then the lorem can remain the same, so text blue, but now the icon is going to change into the user's icon. Enter to auto import it. Below this card, we're going to have another card. Just make sure that I've not messed up anything. But this other card is now going to say green, and then the icon is going to be the shield icon from Lucid React. So not shield off, but shield icon. So shield, enter, and then the text here is going to say safe and secure. And then a fourth one here, copy it downwards. This one is now going to say purple, so purple. The icon here is going to say message circle. Enter to auto import it. And then the title is going to say direct communication. And then another card, so copy, paste it downwards. Highlight this two, indigo. This one is going to show the home icon, so home icon. Not that one, but home icon, like so. And then the title is going to say post adoption support. So post adoption support, just like that. And then I think this should be the last card. Paste it down. This one is now going to say pink, so highlight pink. The icon is the award icon. Enter. And then this one is going to say success stories, just like that. And then now we can go below this section. We're going to create another section with the class name of bg-orange-500 with the class name of padding y20 and then text-white. And this is not a div, sorry, but a section. Really section, like so. So inside this section, we're going to have a div with the class name of container, then mxauto, and then padding on the x of 4, and then text-center. And then an h2 with the class name of margin bottom of 4, text-3xl, font-bold, and then on large screens or on medium screens, text-4xl. And then the text is going to say ready to find your new best friend, question mark. Below the h2, we're going to have a paragraph with the class name of mxauto, margin bottom 8, max width -2xl, and then text-xl, and then opacity -90. We're going to say lorem 20 once again, just because I'm that lazy right now. And then we're going to have a link component with an href going into /sign-in, sign in. Inside this link, we're going to have a button from TsbSankara, so button with a size of large, and then the variant is going to say secondary, like so. And then the class name is going to say padding on the x of 8, and the text is going to say get started now. Fantastic. And then now we can go below this section. We are now going to build the footer. So footer element with the class name of bg gray-900, padding on the y of 12, and then text-white. Inside the footer, you're going to have a div with the class name of container and mxauto, and then padding on the x of 4. And then inside this div, we're going to have another div with the class name of grid and gap-8, and then on medium screens, grid columns-4. And then inside this div, another div, and then inside this div, even another div with a class name of margin bottom of 4, and flex and items center, and then space on the x of 2. And then we're going to show the paw print icon with the class name of size-6, and then text orange-500. Close it out. Below this, we're going to have a span with the class name of text-xl and font-bold, which is going to say paw print, just like that. Below this div, we're going to have a paragraph with the class name of text-gray-400, which is going to say connecting loving families with pets in need of homes. Full stop. And then we're going to go below the paragraph. Below this div, we're going to have another div. This is going to have an h3 with a class name of margin bottom of 4, font-semi-bold, and then the title is going to say for adopters. And then below this h3, we're going to have a ul with a class name of space on the y of 2, and then text gray-400. And then this first one is going to have a list item. This is going to have a link with an href going into /browse, and we don't have /browse, do we? We have dashboard, /dashboard, and then the class name for this is going to say on hover, then text-white, and then the link is going to say browse pets. So probably this go into /dashboard/discover, like that. And then let's copy this list item, paste it down. This one goes into another link called how it works. So how does it works, which we have not built. Okay, so this is going to say how it works. Now you can challenge yourself to go ahead and build that page, but I'm not going to be building it in this video. And then paste it down one more time. This one goes into the /adoption-guide. Once again, we don't have this page. I can challenge you to build it, or you can challenge yourself to build it. This one is going to say adoption guide, like so. And then we can copy this entire div, which ends here. So copy and paste it down. Now this one is going to say for pet owners, and basically it's going to remain the same except for the links here. So this one is going to be going into /dashboard /add dash pet, and this is going to say list a pet. The second one is going to be going into resources. Once again, we don't have that page. You can challenge yourself to build it. So resources, and then next is success stories. So success stories. The text is going to say success stories, and then we can go below this UL, and then below two divs, and then we're going to have a div with the class name of margin top of 8, border dash top, and then border dash gray dash 800, and then padding top on 8, and then text dash center, and then text gray dash 400. We're going to have a paragraph here that says ampersand copy, so copyright, and then we're going to pass in new date, like so, new date, open this up, dot get full year, like so, and then we're going to render out for print, and then say all rights reserved, full stop. We can save that, and it looks very, very nice. Let's see how it looks on large screens. So this is how our landing page looks like. Not the best looking landing page, but it does the work for us. And yeah, probably I should move this to the center or add something else here at the end, but it works. So as it is still loading the sign in page, I do want to mention that probably you're going to get that in the repository, which is linked in the description right below the subscribe button. You're going to find that I changed this text into something more meaningful. So just take note of that. I was doing it for the video because I've been recording for over 5 hours now and I'm quite tired. So that's why I was just using lorem ipsum. But once again, if you check the repository, you're probably going to find that I've changed this into something more meaningful. Okay, now why isn't this page loading? Okay, there we go. Oh, so we already built this page. Okay, then all we need to do is what? Let's see. We have sign in, we have sign up. Sign up doesn't show anything. So probably what you can do is just copy everything in the sign in and then paste it in the sign up right here. But then change this to say sign up page, and then change this to Control D, highlight both of them, sign up. And we are not using this, so we can safely remove them. That should therefore be the same case on the sign in page. We're not using this, so we can remove them. Save that. And then for the sign up, we need to find everywhere where it is written sign in and then change it to sign up. So sign up, and then right here sign up as well, just like that. That should be okay. Fantastic. So I think we are done, but I've just remembered that we had a problem with our sidebar. So let me go ahead and figure out what the problem with the sidebar was, and then I think we should now be able to deploy this application. And then as this is reloading, then let me go ahead and create a GitHub repository for this so that I can have access to this code that we've written. So GitHub, and then we're going to be deploying this to Vercel. So let's go ahead and open up Vercel as well. And then we can clear our terminal. And then let's go ahead and do this. Let's create a new repository. And then in this repository, let's go ahead and create a new repository rather on GitHub. What am I even saying? So let's go ahead and say print, I think -yt is going to be an appropriate name. And all of this, we just need to say create repository. And then we need to copy this link, and then let's go ahead and shut everything down and then close all of this. Let's just say git init. I mean, it's already initialized. And then let's say git add, let's say package-log.json and git commit-m, let's say initial commit, and then git remote add origin, and then paste in this link to our remote repository, and then git push-u origin main to push it to GitHub. And there we go. So if we now reload this page, we should be able to see our repository. I mean, not all of it, but you can see that only the one that we have added right now, which is the initial commit. The rest of it is the git initialization from Next.js. So let's go ahead and add in the rest of this. I'm going to use git lens. I think it's called git lens. No, not git lens. I mean, this is built into VS Code. So this is what I'm going to be using because I think it's faster. So let me just go ahead and speed up the video for this part right here. Okay, now that I've finished adding all this, I'm simply going to click on synchronize changes, which is going to push all of this into my remote repository. So I'm just waiting for it. And there we go. And then now if I reload this page, you will notice that now we have everything about our application right here. Now next, I want to go into Vercel, and then I want to go ahead and add a new project. And the project that I'm going to add is this one that is called PawPrint that I've just added right now. So waiting for it. So import this one. And the name, I'm just going to say TsbSankara-PawPrint-YT. That is going to be its name. And this is very important. So I'm going to copy it. And then I note before copying it, I need to jump into the .env local file. And inside the .env local file, is there anything we're changing? Oh, there's nothing. Okay. So I simply need to go ahead and copy the data inside the .env local file. And then inside the environment variables, I'm going to paste it inside here, which is going to select the key value pairs, as you can see right there. Very, very nice. And I think with that, we should be able to just go ahead and click on deploy. And if we don't have any errors in our application, then we should be good to go. So let's just wait for it to finish. And there we go. So it has successfully deployed. Now we just need to go ahead and test it out. So let's say continue to dashboard. And let's go ahead and just click on this. We can click on this link or visit right there. And it should take us into this page. And let's see. Fantastic. Would you look at that? Look at that. Very nice. Very nice. So let's go ahead and try to log in. So sign in. Takes us to the sign up page. You can go ahead and log in. Look at that. So when I log in, this is already data that is available in Convex. So when I log in, then it does that. Very, very nice. I can go on the Discover page and oh, no. Discovered another bug. Just discovered another bug. I'll give you 2 guesses as to what bug that is. Well, I guess I have to now spend my time figuring out why it's not showing as expected. I mean, I already know the reason why it's not showing. It's because in the sidebar, when we click on a link right here, we're also calling the on close. That's why it disappears. That's so annoying. I thought I had it fixed, but apparently I did not. And you know what? Just for the sake of being relatable, so that you don't think that I know everything, I'm going to leave this in the video, but then I'm going to try to figure out how to fix it. So probably when you're watching it, you're going to figure out, you're going to already have it fixed because you're going to be probably referring to the repository. And then of course the demo as well. But that's quite annoying. That's quite annoying. Anyways, you can see that all of this is working as we expect it to work. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. So applications is right there. Let's say view details of the application, start conversation. And there we go. Look at that. Looking very, very nice. Probably this can be a lot higher, not a lot higher really, but a lot, what's it called? Why is English running away from me? Anyways, that is going to be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned how you can build an application from zero to full stack. And if you enjoyed it, then please leave a like on the video. It helps massively. And subscribe to the channel as well if you're not already. I'm trying to make YouTube to be a steady source of income, and all the help I can get is greatly appreciated. So now I need to shut this down and then begin planning on the next video. So see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.